Well, now here's the Pelican Blues. Well, my Pelican Blues adventure was in July while celebrating my birthday at Westport, Washington. Westport is a coastal town 20 miles south of Aberdeen, and it features tourist attractions and a fine charter fishing marina for salmon, halibut, bottomfish, and crabbing. Now, many ocean trawlers and commercial crab boats dock here too. Also here, there are many seabirds that live in this area, including a variety of seagulls. Now listen to some of their voices from the Stokes Field Guide to Bird Songs in the Western region.
Laughing Gull. Heerman's Gull. Herring Gull.
But of all the seabirds, the pelicans fascinated me the most, as they skimmed the water and also made long V formations high overhead. In my research, I found out that white pelicans live further south, and it's only the brown pelicans that live around here. They made me smile time after time, so here's a blues. It's a tune I wrote about the Westport brown pelican. On this west coast lives the brown pelican. He dives from the sky for his fish, yes, he truly can. Skims over the water in his flight, the wings touch, oh what a sight. Flies to the north, almost to catch you can. While at Westport, I checked into the price of a short bottom fishing charter. Unfortunately, no charter boats offered short trips, only all-day ones starting at 5 a.m., and they were mostly for salmon this time of year. The price was $135 and up per person. Well, I don't care for salmon anyway, and I really only like the whitefish, so my charter plan was nixed. Last year, I went on a short bottom fishing charter trip at Newport, Oregon, at half the price, and caught a bunch of wonderful sea bass. On this trip, I brought along my trumpet and practiced away from the people just outside of town on a little dead-end dune road close to the jetty breakwater. The crows were pecking around nearby. They must have liked the music, because they were not frightened by this unusual intrusion. I tried many times to take a good photo of the pelicans in flight. It was a splendid sight, but as a photographer of that bird in action, I failed miserably. amazing bird is the pelican. His beak can hold more than his belly can. He can hold in his beak enough food for a week, yeah. But I'll be damned if I know how the hell he can. We stayed at the Harbor Resort on the point farthest out into the ocean next to the Marina Jetty. The trailer park cabin needed much repair and cost $185 a night. But the fabulous view was breathtaking. I met a long-bearded, super fun guy staying 2 cabins down from ours. He introduced himself with a hearty handshake and announced that his name was Ho. Well, I could see he didn't look Asian. And finally he said he was from Kellogg, Idaho. Later, I found out his real name was Tim Holmer, but he liked everyone to call him by his nickname. Well, Ho was using a crab snare trap attached to the end of his fishing pole line to catch crab in front of his cabin. We had some drinks, and he gave me one of the crabs he had caught. That treat was boiled up later that night. It was so much tastier than that of any of the store-bought ones I had ever eaten in the past. In the evening, I could see many flocks of pelicans returning to their nesting places. Beautiful V formations decorated the sky, with the leader setting the pace as the others flew and glided at his tempo. An aerobat is the pelican, flies in formations, yes he really can. Scoops up fish, then he gulps that dish, oh he does. Go steal a meal, maybe if they can. On the 3rd day of our stay at Westport, I bought a crab snare trap and some frozen squid at the resort store. It was a trap like Ho was using before. We hiked for about a half a mile to the end of the wooden walkway with our fishing pole, tackle box, bucket, and a cooler. We found a spot on that raised walkway that was 15 feet above the open ocean water searching against the jetty. We baited the snare trap and cast it out as far as we could. It was not long before we had some action, but only 1 out of 10 was a male keeper crab. Many fell off as the trap cleared the water, and the rest were too small or female, which are both illegal to keep. Ho was out there with us most of the afternoon, and we had fun sharing the excitement. At around 7:30, we trudged back along the dockway to the cabin with some nice crab for our efforts. After a clam chowder dinner at Bennett's Fish Shack in town, we borrowed a big pot from the Oriental manager of the cabins and boiled the crab. I took a picture of the crab sitting beside my trumpet to show the size of the crab. Oh, they're beautiful. I was forced to eat too, of course, but put the rest on ice to take home the next day. I never actually heard the Pelicans, but here are some professionally recorded pelican sounds done by Stokes.
Brown pelican.
Sound to me like grunts from the old ones and squeals from the little ones. Anyway, here's another pelican tune I'm gonna play for you. Awkward on the ground is the pelican. His great wing can glide, you can see they can. Endangered in the west, loss of habitat is his test. Save the pelican, save the pelican, save the pelican. On the last morning of our stay, I was up at dawn. The charter boats were heading out with a gorgeous sunrise silhouetting the eye-candy view. I finally got a good boat picture with a few pelicans also winging out for their own fishing grounds. I enjoyed the scene standing on the cabin deck, but I was startled when a pesky raccoon chased a harbor cat from under my feet down the jetty next to me. Anyway, this was a great 3-day vacation. It was so nice, with no telephone or TVs turned on. We had fine weather, especially in the afternoons, and the view was spectacular. This visit will be a highlight in my memory forever. And the pelicans, oh, the pelicans were a very, very special delight. Now you know more about the pelican. He flies to the north, almost to catch a can. Holds a beak full of food for a week, oh, how in the hell they can. And then there's gold to steal the meal, yes they can, if they can. Loss of habitat is his test. How about it, folks? Save the pelican, save the pelican, save the pelican.